Hello, this question is asking us to find the standard deviation for the data items, and it's giving us the data in a stem and leaf plot. So this is the stem and this is the leaf. So each data item is going to be the stem plus the leaf. So the first one is 36, the second one is 41, and then we have 46, and then 51 and 56. So let's write down the data items. 36, 41, 46, 51, and 56. So the total n, which is the number of data items, is 5. So now we can, to find the standard deviation, we can use this formula, which we would have. So the formula says that it's the square root of the summation of each data item minus the mean squared, all of it divided by n minus 1, which we already found out that n equals 5. So we know that this is going to be 5 minus 1, or 4. So let's find each of these numbers for the formula. First, let's find the mean. We know that the mean, to calculate the mean, is the summation of all the data items divided by the number of items. So it's 36 plus 41 plus 46 plus 51 plus 56, all divided by 5. So we can put all of this into our calculators. And that gives us 46. So the mean is 46. Now, the best thing, in my opinion, to do this is to create a table. So what we do need is each data item, and then we do need each data item minus the mean. So we need to subtract the mean from each data item, and this is called the deviation. So I'm going to call that the deviation. And again, that's data item minus the mean. And then we need to square the deviation. So each data item minus the mean squared. So the third column would be the deviation squared. So we're going to take each of those numbers and square it. And then we need the sum of all of these. Okay, so we're going to add up all of those deviations squared. Now we can write that here on the bottom, so I'm just going to start with those for now. I'm going to write each data item. So we have 36, 41, 46, 51, and 56. Then the deviation, so each data item minus the mean, which is 46. So the first one, 36 minus 46, and you can do it on the calculator, or you can calculate in your head as much as you can. So that would be negative 10. The next one is 41 minus 46, so that's going to be negative 5. The next one is 46 minus 46, that's going to be 0. 51 minus 46, that's going to be 5. And then 56 minus 46 is 10. Next is the deviation. squared. So each of those we're going to square it. So the first one, for example, would be negative 10 squared. Remember, when you square a negative, it becomes a positive. Negative times negative is positive. So negative 10 times negative 10 is a positive 100. The next one, negative 5 times negative 5 is a positive 25. 0 times 0 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25. And 10 times 10 is 100. So that's the deviation squared. Next, we need this, the sum of the data items minus the mean, which is this part up here, sum data item minus the mean squared. So, which is the sum of the deviation squared. So basically we're adding up all of these. So that would be 100 plus 25 plus 0 plus 25 plus 100. So that would be 250. That's the sum of data item minus mean squared. So that is the numerator right here of this formula, and the denominator is n minus 1, which would be 4. So now we can write this as the square root of the numerator, which we said would be 250, divided by the denominator, which is n minus 1, so that would be 4. So then that would be the square root. On the calculator, we can do 250 divided by 4, which gives us 62.5. And then we're going to take the square root of 62.5. And that would give us 7.90569 and so on. If the question is asking us to round to the nearest hundredth, so 2 decimal points, that would be approximately 7.91, and that would be our final answer.